Lads. Lads, welcome to another match preview. We are playing Manchester United. We're playing away. We've won 3 games in 4, which is absolutely excellent. It's the best run we've been on all season. Hal, what is going on?
Well, thank you very much for having me back on the channel. Ladies and gentlemen, BT Sport is broadcasting every Premier League team twice in 10 days, including the game that we are previewing right now, Manchester United versus Sheffield United. That is at 8:15 p.m. on Wednesday, the 27th of January. Now, with BT Sport's monthly pass, Blades fans, you can watch this game against Manchester United and everything else on BT Sport for the next 30 days for just £25 with no contract. Now, if this sounds good to you, because you could also watch the game against West Bromwich Albion as well coming up for us, you can visit allthews.bt.com/sport/football/Sheffield-United. I'll give you that again because it's well worth checking out. bt.com/sport/football/Sheffield-United.
That is a little bit difficult to remember, so I'll put it on the screen. It'll be in the description. Go and check it out. As I've just said, we've won 3 of the last 4 games, which is absolutely brilliant. But in the Premier League, last time out, we lost to Spurs. It was quite a simple game for Spurs to win, to be perfectly honest. We were probably in the game for about 7 minutes out of the whole 90. They scored really early on. And when we got our goal back, they scored again within about 3 minutes, something like that. So let's hope we're in the game a little longer this time against Manchester United. But Hal, what happened the last time we played Manchester United?
We lost 3-0. Yeah. Anthony Martial getting a hat-trick. And I think Chris Wilder cementing in his thoughts that Simon Moore cannot be our first-choice keeper ever again once Dean Henderson, he knew, of course, was going to leave at the end of the season. You can remember what he was mouthing as he was walking off at half-time. Poor Simon Moore. Simon Moore actually isn't even registered in our squad, so cannot be part of any game in the Premier League for us this season. Sheffield United's last win at Old Trafford, I had to look this one up, and it was tricky to find. 26th of December, 1973. Yeah, 2-1 to the Blades. My dad was telling me all about this. Goals from, who else? Tony Curry and Alan Woodward, the greatest winger never to play for England.
Oh, that's amazing. They're 2 of my dad's favourite players, absolute legends of the club. So we're going to move on to team news. And obviously, long-term injuries are Sander Berge and Jack O'Connell. We thought Jack O'Connell was quite close to being fit. We saw him on the trampoline on Twitter doing his little fast feet and then passing the ball back. He looks great. Chris Wilder has since told us that he's hit a little bit of a snag. He said it was a tiny little setback. So I'm probably only expecting a week or 2 or something like that. But yeah, we're probably not going to see him until March. We're probably not going to see Sander Berge until March. So let's be honest, it's going to take him a long time to get back into kind of being the best of their ability. Also, McBurney, after his swan dive, I say this every preview, don't I, Hal? He's still out. We don't know when he's coming back. Also, Jack Robinson has been outcast. I'm not sure whether he is injured or whether Chris Wilder has just outcast him. And Ben Osborne was playing really well just before he got injured, so a little bit sad. So I'll run through the predicted lineup. Ramsdale in the goal. I think it's pretty much going to be the same team that played Plymouth, except for the 2 strikers. Obviously, Billy Sharp was brilliant against Plymouth, but I can't see past McGoldrick and Burke starting up front against Manchester United. Obviously, we know that Ollie Burke has got that sheer pace, and he could cause problems for Manchester United. Dave McGoldrick, obviously we need him in there to kind of link the play. I'll go through the defence and the midfield. Bogle, Stevens, Basham, Egan, Ampadu, exactly the same defence that played against Plymouth, and Norwood, Lundstrom, and Fleck. I can't see it being anything other than that. Can you, Hal?
No, I go along with that. We are absolutely delighted to welcome Adam from the Stretford Paddock, a Manchester United fan channel. Adam, how you doing?
What's going on, boys? Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you, mate. Really, really good. You guys started being the full-time Devils, didn't you? Or you did?
Yeah, 2013. It started.
Absolute YouTube OG, mate.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I think when we started, Redmen TV, obviously the originals, aren't they? They pioneered it all. Then you had Arsenal Fan TV, who just we started just after them. And yeah, I remember, like, I didn't make the channel, so I saw there was a channel going on, and I was like, I need some of that, because I was going to games every week. And I actually started, like, I had a YouTube channel where I'd upload like 20 pixel videos from my old Sony Ericsson phone of like corners being taken at games or songs being sung at games and things like that. And then I remember deleting it, and then a year later I started doing YouTube, and it's like, why did I delete that? But yeah, that's how it started. And then I used to do videos on my phone with my brother holding him in the pissing rain after a game, like shivering himself, holding it sideways and all that. And then it became a cameraman there, and it just took off. And since then, I've done things I never ever dreamed of doing, to be honest. It's been incredible.
Yeah, it's gone really well. Congratulations from us.
Thank you, man.
So we'll move on to Manchester United team news now. Any injuries, any suspensions, any players that you're expecting to play that haven't recently?
So Marcus Rashford had a little knock during the game against Liverpool. I think the game against Liverpool, when he actually played, he scored a lot of goals and got a lot of assists this season without playing particularly well, or at least to the standard that we know he can. And in that Liverpool game, I thought he was at his best. So then to see him go off with a knock was really frustrating, because he's had a few injuries. Last season, we played him with a broken back, which sounds incredible when you think of it. Yeah, like he had some sort of broken thing in his back, and we kept playing him. And then this season, he started with a shoulder injury, kept playing him. And he's been playing through injury, still delivering. And when he put in that performance, to see him then hobble off was frustrating. So hopefully he's back. And that was just precautionary. Lindelof's also got back issues, so he has to be juggled, like, in each game. Take your time with him. So he may be out for this game. And that would suit me, actually, because I think Eric Bailly is better for this game, better suited. But apart from that, it's just the usual suspects: Phil Jones, Marcus Rojo, etc., that are missing.
So could you quickly run through your predicted lineup for us?
I would go with David De Gea in goal, which must really do use lots heading, because we got Dean Henderson sitting on the bench.
He's made a few mistakes, hasn't he, Dean Henderson, this season, including against Liverpool. The one
I thought he should have said both.
Yeah.
Possibly. I think the first one's I'm maybe being a bit harsh, but still. The second one I thought he should have done a little bit better with, although Cavani sold us down a river with the misplaced pass. We love Cavani though, so let's not talk about that. But my predicted team would have, David De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Eric Bailly, who I think is really key to what we're going to do this season. And also Luke Shaw, who's come on and done a lot better recently. Although he fell asleep for Mo Salah's first goal. He has a tendency to do that at times, especially over his shoulder. He misses a lot. So
he needs to get back to playing with Jose Mourinho's brain.
Yeah, that's what it is. He hasn't got Jose Mourinho's sulking face looking at him on the sidelines when he makes a mistake. That's exactly what he needs. But he has been a lot better recently, especially in the attacking third. His passing's been a lot better. He's susceptible to mistakes at the back, but I think all of our defenders are, which will give you guys a little bit of hope. And then in defensive midfield, I'd have Matic, Paul Pogba. I'd go with those two because obviously they're big physical lads, and I think they'd cope with the game a lot better, and they'd be able to impose themselves on Sheffield United's players. And then further ahead of them, Bruno Fernandes, that goes without saying, arrested Bruno Fernandes as well, which was good. Mason Greenwood, great to see him scoring goals again at the weekend. I'd go with Anthony Martial just because I wouldn't want to risk Marcus Rashford. Like, if he is feeling something, like, don't rush him back. I still think, although Martial's out of form, he enjoyed his last game against you guys, got his first hat-trick for us. Although he's out of form, I'd still rather play him than risk Marcus Rashford and Edinson Cavani up top, who has been a revelation for Manchester United, a free signing as well. And to see him come with the enthusiasm that he has and just the energy and the motivation that he brings to the team is great to see. And kind of like you can look at Sheffield United's fortunes this year. If you got Ollie Watkins instead of Ryan Brewster, who seemed to have taken to the league a little bit better, you might be performing a little bit better. And getting those signings right is so important. And that's not to write Ryan Brewster off because he still has ability. But, you know, he's probably not one for right here, right now, although I'm setting myself for a downfall.
I can't see him starting, to be honest, anyway. So unless he comes on when we're 4-0 down and bags a goal, then you might get... You might be wrong. So let's move on to...
Come on, wearing his Champions League medal.
So we'll move on to score prediction now. You heard mine in our video on your channel. I want to hear yours now on our channel.
Well, I said it on there, 3-1. There's just something about us in these league games where I think there's a little bit of edginess creeping in, where we know it's important and we know, you know, we're not fighting for fourth. So if you lose a game, you can always say, oh, we can make that back up. The margin for error is really slim at the moment. And I think that will bring a little bit of tetchiness maybe to the team. In the first half of the Liverpool game at Anfield, I thought we were really abysmal on the ball. Now, obviously, Liverpool can make you play like that, but I think that was down to a little bit of nerves creeping in as well. So if that happens again, I can see us starting slowly. You know, we may go 1 up and then you grab an equaliser, or you guys go in front. And we've won 21 points from losing positions this season. So I'd feel like we'd be able to turn it around and come through. So I'm going for 3-1. It'll look comfortable on paper, but I don't think it will be.
Hal, I've not spoken to you, so do you want to give us your score prediction?
Yeah, I'm going for 0-0. No Dean Hammond in sight to give away a last-minute penalty on this occasion. I think it's going to be backs to the wall, a gritty Blades performance, similar to so many that we had seen previously last season when our pressing game was something we still actually remembered how to do. So it'll be good to see us maybe try and get back to that and actually put a bit of pressure on Manchester United, but I really can't see us scoring. So the most optimistic I'm being is a 0-0, which I'd be absolutely delighted with, and I'm sure all Blades would take that and bite your hand off right now.
Yeah, definitely. I think for us, I think every player, bar maybe Aaron Ramsdale, is playing better than they were at the start of the season. Ampadu's got better. John Egan's always John Egan. Basham scored in the last game. Fleck's getting better with every game. Burke and McGoldrick are always great up top. So there's something, but I'm still going to go with us getting battered and not scoring a goal. So all that being said, I reckon it will be 2 or 3-0 Man United. So we'll just move on from that, shall we?
Yeah.
And,
I love what you said on the paddock preview. You go 2-0 minimum. You know when you see someone get battered 8-0 on Soccer Saturday or something, it's got the 8 in brackets. I feel like the minimum should have just been in brackets after the score.
Absolutely. So this part of the video, Adam, what we do is we look back at a memorable match between the two teams. And Hal, this is your section, so do you want to go?
I always pick a win for Sheffield United. So straight off the bat, you know, Adam, that this is not going to be one that you're going to look back on fondly. But I'm going to take you back to 1992 when, no doubt, looking at your fresh face, you were merely a twinkle.
I was 3.
Okay, well, there you go. Yeah, I'm making me feel quite old now. But it was Sheffield United 2, Manchester United 1, and it's normally Nick who makes me feel old on this channel. It was the 15th of August, 1992, the very first game in the Premier League. Of course, therefore, it meant it was opening day, a 2-1 win for the Blades. Eventual champions, of course, though, that season, Manchester United. Brian Dean scoring the first ever goal in the league on just 5 minutes, heading in from a Manchester United defender's flick on. It was a long throw from from Carl Bradshaw, got flicked on, and Dino did the rest. Dean also scored a penalty on 50 minutes after Gary Pallister had scythed down Alan Cork. Dean putting it in the bottom left with Peter Schmeichel diving the wrong way. Can you remember who scored for Manchester United? I know you were only 3, so this is a bit harsh.
Yeah, I'm gonna be struggling. I got Brian McClare.
It's a good shout. He was involved in the game, but it was Mark Hughes.
Mark Hughes. That was good. It was either or one of them. It felt like one of those eras because obviously Brian McClare. People look at Brian McClare like he wasn't very good, but he had some incredible goal scoring season for United and holds a few records as well.
Well, Nick, sorry, I didn't let you guess there. So instead, Nick,
I was going to say Mark Hughes.
Of course you
was. I'm not even joking. Joking.
Well, he got that consolation on 61, and Nick, you can guess this. It was the assist. Who do you think got the assist? The Manchester United player.
Is it going to be Brian McClare? That's not a guess. Is it going to be Brian McClare? Dennis Irwin, I'm going for.
It was classic Route 1 Manchester United. It was Peter Schmeichel with the assist.
That's typical us, that conceding a goal, Route 1 from the goalkeeper.
It's amazing that is what we conceded against, because under Dave Bassett, we were known as a long ball side, and yet in that game, we were the ones playing the free-flowing football.
My earliest memory of, like, my first ever game, was against Sheffield Wednesday, which is, funny enough, your rivals. But my earliest memories of us playing Sheffield United was a cup game, and we won 2-0 late on. I must have been very young.
Yeah, but this is my memorable one. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about that.
I want to hear one about when we won.
Actually, I want to know Adam's memorable match against Sheffield United.
That was it.
That was it.
I can't remember what year it was, but it might have been 96, 95.
Yeah, I think I remember that one. Was it at Bramall Lane and we had a player, I think Charlie Hartfield, sent off? Is it that one?
I can't remember the red card situation. All I remember was we won late on with Cantona scoring. He might have got 2.
Right, okay, this is my favourite. This is both of our favourite sections, isn't it, Hal?
Yeah, I love this.
I can't wait to see what Adam's got to say about this. So we do players that have played for both teams. Now, these are either players that we've made and then have gone on to bigger and better things, or these are the scraping the barrel, Man United, terrible players that we get because obviously we're always below you. So
can I tell you the first few that sprang to my mind?
Go on.
Keith Gillespie. He played for both, right?
Yep. And he scored against Manchester United in the 06-07.
Did Danny Webber play for you?
Yeah.
Is that right?
The goal that got us promotion away at Cardiff.
Those are the 2 that immediately sprang to mind.
Spot on. Yeah, great shout.
Oh, that was the only 2. No, Dean Henderson, sorry.
Oh, loads.
There's one more that's still playing for you.
Oh, yeah, Harry Maguire.
Nice one.
Yeah. There we go. So, Hal, how many have you got?
Too many, but I've gone with some that didn't actually make, I don't think, first-team appearances for Manchester United, which I think is a bit unfair of me.
I think we should just rattle through them because Adam don't want to hear us rabbiting on about...
oh, wait, I've got another one.
Go on.
Ollie Norwood, he plays for you now?
Yes.
Yep.
He's comes from La Carrington, he did.
Absolutely, yeah, brilliant with his ping.
Alex Ferguson said that he was going to make it back to the Premier League, didn't he? That's what he said when he left. So that's quite nice.
Yeah, and apparently Ollie modelled his game on David Beckham, and in those days was a right winger, but very much a defensive midfielder now. Nick, I've got one for you that I think is a legend for both clubs, and I'm going to say, Paul McGrath.
I thought you were going to say Cantona.
I didn't realise Paul McGrath played for, because Cantona there's pictures of him in Sheffield Wednesday kits, aren't there?
Yeah, which is a different team. So
no, I know. So do you dislike him because of that?
No, we dislike him for other reasons.
he never signed for Wednesday though, did he? He never
signed. No, I think he played like a pre-season game or something like that. Wasn't
it? I think Trevor Francis said something like he just kept talking French.
He also said that I need to see him on grass before I sign him, and then Leeds went in and just signed him straight up.
Yeah, I think there's a story about him having a trial, but it wasn't on grass. So yeah, bizarre. But anyway, Nick, go on, give me a plate for both.
Phil Bardsley.
Yeah, We had him on loan.
Yeah, good. It was very good, actually. We were in Championship at that point, weren't we? Very good. Obviously, still playing Premier League football now.
I've remembered
He had
him
a good
completely differently.
period for us.
I mean,
He had a good period for us, where we thought he was going to be like the new Gary Neville.
Yeah, I thought he would actually make
the new Gary Neville.
Another player I'm told I look like. But Phil Bardsley, we had him on loan. Brian Robson was our manager, and a lot of people think he did pretty well with us when he was on loan. I tend to remember him being a bit. I expected a lot more. Let me put it that way. A bit like the Youth Player of the Year that we had on loan, Michael Twiss.
I remember
Michael Twiss. Do you remember him?
Twiss. I might have been to his debut or one of his first games, which was in the Worthington Cup, and we lost. It might have been his debut, but I definitely remember Michael Twiss. Yeah.
Awful.
I'm going to throw two more youngsters at you now. John Coffey.
I remember him, but I can't remember him as I remember his name being at Man United.
Well, he was in the same youth team as Paul Pogba, and he played against Harry Maguire in a youth match at Old Trafford.
Yeah, that was it.
Another one that played for both, that was in Pogba's kind of youth team. Ravel Morrison had him last season.
Did he play in the Premier League?
For us, yes.
He came on for about 20 minutes, didn't he, against Leicester, I think it was.
Was it Southampton? Was it Leicester?
Southampton.
Yeah.
Such a talent. It's such a shame. I remember that period of time and watching that youth team, Pogba and Jesse and Ravel, Sam Johnston, and all those players, and some talented boys in there. And Ravel was the diamond.
I'll give you one more, Nick, and then I think we've done loads here. Lee Martin.
Yeah, Lee Martin, I've got him. Actually, can I just mention, I'll run through 3 or 4 more, but I wanted to speak about one. We've got Sean McGinty, terrible player. Paul Parker, Danny Higginbottom, Richard Alat, and finally, James Wilson.
Oh,
Adam, I want to hear what you've got to say about James Wilson. Did you think he was going to be the next big thing?
Because Giggs did.
So we had James Wilson coming through. Marcus Rashford was a few years behind him. No one thought Marcus Rashford would be what he is now, and everyone thought James Wilson was the nuts. We thought he was going to be the one. I think Will Keane. We kind of thought Will Keane, James Wilson, one of these guys is going to become our record goal scorer at Manchester United. He had all the talent. And again, we're kind of talking about he's at Salford City now, which is incredible. And yeah, injuries didn't help him. He had some big injuries at some horrible times for him. Van Gaal would have given him opportunities. And if you look at the reason why Marcus Rashford was in the squad against Midtjylland, was that Will Keane got injured, so he wasn't on the bench. James Wilson was injured, so Will Keane went on the bench. Will Keane got injured, then Martial got injured in a warm-up, so Rashford got his chance. So really, that could have been James Wilson in an alternative reality. He's it's not he was very, very close, but at the same time, so far away.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. Adam, thank you so much for joining us from the Stretford paddock. It's been a real pleasure. We've loved reminiscing about some past players that have represented both of our beloved clubs.
Yeah, there's some absolute world-class names that I've got. Danny Higginbottom. I remember him playing for me like that. I remember seeing his name on the shirt and think, do you remember when you used to have to go JJB and pay per letter? Per letter. Imagine getting Higginbottom on your shirt.
You'd have to remortgage your house.
I just remember seeing his name go all the way around the shirt. Yeah, thank you for having me, boys. Really enjoyed it.
Nick, I would just like to close by sending our thoughts to the family of former Jamaica and Sheffield United striker Luton Shelton, who has sadly passed away after suffering since 2017 with ALS, known as motor neuron disease in the UK. Luton earned 75 caps for his country, scored a record, which doesn't mean beaten, 35 goals. He made his Blades debut against Manchester United at Old Trafford in 2007, so it's only fitting that we mention him today as we preview the game against Man U.